Okay, what advice would you give to ranch wives when it comes to working with your husband?
Count everything you see. Quail, turkeys, deer, chickens you see in the ditch. We're probably going to want to have a question about it, so know how many of them there were, just in case we ask.
I agree on the cattle thing. But the quail, the turkeys, all the other species, I don't know if it's that important.
Pretty important.
Okay, I better get to counting.
Hello, my name is Arturo.
My name is Leo.
Who are you?
I know.
You know.
He's Rossi.
This is Ross, and I'm Wrenn, and we are the Pachecos, and we are ranchers here in the Flint HIlls of Kansas. Hey guys, so good morning. Today is the day that we receive cattle. We get these calves in May, or these heifers in, and they're young and they're gangly and they just look like teenagers and they haven't come into their full potential. And so then we care for them, we watch them and make sure that they're healthy. When they go back to their owners, they're full and they're grown and they're growing. And I think that transformation from May 1 to August 1, especially in the steers, is really cool to see. And the same way with the heifers. What is the hardest thing about being a rancher?
Being colorblind and having poor vision. Is that a turkey or a cow? Could be a cedar tree.
What is your favorite thing about being a rancher?
My favorite thing about being a rancher is being able to take a resource that we can't use directly, and I'm talking about just grass, and you'll see this through some of the footage, I'm sure, but it's just really steep, rugged, rocky country that's really not suitable for anything else but grazing. With nothing more than just some grass, some sunshine, and hopefully some rain, we get an abundance of something that we can turn into a product with the use of livestock.
As humans, we can't eat this grass. It's impalpable to us. We can't farm it because of the rocks. And that's here in the Flint Hills. It's untillable. And so, but they can eat it and grow on it and gain weight and turn it into a delicious product that allows us to feed our families. It's nutritious. And that product would be beef, obviously. So it's pretty cool. These guys are pretty cool. They've got such a cool superpower of being upcyclers and using things that we can't use and turning it into a really, really great product that we can.
Hey, good morning, guys. Got a couple of things going on today. We're gonna get a couple loads of cattle. That would be the last set of cattle that we are gonna get for the season. So I thought I'd bring you along while we get saddled up this morning. Y'all tag along. We do all of our work horseback, and it's just the way that I was raised. As far as handling livestock, I just feel like it's a quieter method. Using a horse allows you to use all your senses. I mean, clearly you're using your sense of sight, but it also allows you to use your sense of hearing and your sense of smell more effectively. This is one of my favorite things about doing this on a horse. As you see, all these little ground nesting birds and neat stuff like that. It'd be pretty tough to see that on a four-wheeler, but. What is your number one tip for working with your husband?
Number one tip for working with your husband. Another one tip for keeping your marriage alive for working with your husband. Leave it all in the pasture.
All right, that's good stuff.
What about you? Number one tip working for your spouse, working with your spouse.
Think before you say something.
Good tip. So guys, we are checking cattle today. We are stocker operators. and we care for cattle here in the Flint Hills on the prairie in a double stock yearling situation. So what that means is we care for cattle 90 days out of the summer, so May 1 through August 1. These are technically heifers, but this class of cattle, this weight of cattle, will be on this grass. They'll graze, and they came to us about 600 to 625 pounds, and they will graze and should gain like 200 pounds. We'll check on them weekly and make sure that they're all healthy and that they're accounted for. And they're kind of curious this morning. They're gonna come check us out. So most important thing is we get a count on everything, and we check their feet and their eyes.
So if these cattle are just kind of resting and lying down, we don't necessarily have to get them up. We can just kind of assess their health when they're lying down. If a calf doesn't feel good and he's lying down, or her, they'll just kind of have their head kind of hung horizontal with the ground, and they just kind of have a sad look about them. If they get up and they stretch, they feel just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. And if they have some kind of respiratory ailment, same thing. If they stand up and they stretch, they feel a-okay. There's nothing wrong with them. These girls were a little wild to start with, and now they're gentling down quite nicely. They're kind of coming up to me, so. But I'm gonna prowl through these and see how they look.
So Arturo and I have kind of joked a lot about husband and wife and working together and all of that in the last couple of bits. But I wanted to share, on a serious note, is that Arturo and I are a husband and wife team. We care for, Arturo mentioned a little bit about our yearling side of our business. We care for about 1,700 head of yearlings, just he and I. And I share that number because those cattle will go to a family-owned feed yard after they're done with us, after we're done caring for them. They'll go to a family feed yard, and then from that family feed yard, they'll be finished and they'll end up in the meat case at the grocery store. So we are a family operation, and the feed yard that they go to is a family operation, and it is seems like large volume or a lot of head, but that is something that we're very, I wouldn't say proud of, but care very much about, that the work that we're doing here, the work that other farmers and ranchers that are our neighbors and our friends, they care for their cattle just like we do, and it's so important to us that we put a safe product into the meat case to feed families across this country and the world. So just wanted to add that too, a little bit about our operation and why we do what we do and why we care so much about our job.